Come on, Bitsy. Come on, Fitzy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Bogan and today I'm with Mike.
Good morning. It's the 1st of June. We've had our second quarter, almost second quarter done now in 2024. We are going to go through lots of charts today. We have lots of news, lots of X-Files, and we have a lot to get through. Now, I like to say we're going to get this done in an hour.
Never
It's a Saturday.
Never is.
We'll be lucky if we're done by 12:30. However, if you are new here, you do not know who we are, the first thing you must do is smash the like button and give us a follow or subscribe or whatever buttons you've got in front of you just to help us out. We're trying to get to 200,000 followers by the end of the year. We're currently at 134,000 followers, Brogan. Can you believe that?
That is
134,000, that's two-thirds of the way there.
Absolutely mental.
Almost two-thirds of the way there. So what we're going to do now is Brogan is going to go through the markets, then we're going to do the X-Files, then we're going to get into the news and the charts and all of that other good stuff. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to the very wide awake.
Professional.
The very wide awake. The
8+
very
hours
alert.
of sleep.
The very wide awake.
Well rested.
Oracle.
Spring in his step.
Who's going to go through the charts.
Wind in his sails, whatever you want to say. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
You know what?
I'm not going to say anymore.
I've had too little sleep to think of anything witty.
Exactly.
Let's
And
just go
good
through it.
morning to Mags, Hidden Agendas. Christopher, by the way. Diabelski is Christopher. So
Christopher.
We have to remember that.
Okay.
So good morning to you
Good morning
all.
to all of you. I'm so glad you could all join us. It's brilliant. Obviously, it's lovely to see all your names again. It's just nice to see people, consistent people, always in the chat. So thank you for all of you being here today on this stream. So let's get into the actual,
Are we
actual
at
market prices.
$94,000 yet? Because you promised us $94,000.
Well, you see, I didn't actually promise anything. Okay, as I said on the stream, it was either it was going to happen, and I said I told you so, or it wasn't going to happen. I said it was a joke.
I feel cheated.
Nah.
You've gone to the takeaway and you've brought me back boiled rice. I feel cheated.
I'm moving on from your analogies of whatever. Bitcoin 67,673. 67,673.
That's not bad.
We're hovering. Obviously, we're gonna get into it when we go onto the charts in a minute. Or not in a minute, but when we get towards Oracle TA, the best section of the entire stream, every stream. We'll obviously get into what's going on in Bitcoin. I already talked about it on my last stream anyway. If you were there, you'll know what's going on. I will obviously say it in this stream, but not really too much surprise for me anyway on 67,660. I don't know about you guys and your TA.
There is some breaking news that didn't make it into the show.
Go on.
Last night, Sleepy Joe Biden. Do you remember when they were going to pass a law that allowed finance companies to custody their own Bitcoin? It was last week or the week before.
Yeah.
It passed. The Democrats and the Republicans voted for it. It got to Joe Biden. What do you think Joe Biden did last night?
Nah.
He vetoed it. That means that we're not going to get it. So I have to choose my words very carefully. Sleepy Joe has cancelled it. I was expecting a dump. I was expecting us to be at 66.2 today because of the news. And you know what? We came down to 67.1, I think, and we've come straight back up. So obviously, the markets don't really care what Sleepy Joe has got to say anymore.
No.
So we're at 67.6. Ethereum, don't tell me, 37.5.
Oops. Hold on. We are. What was it?
37.5 for Ethereum.
38.
38.
38.
Not bad.
We're doing well. We're doing well. We're
Not
green on all accounts. 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days for Ethereum. So pretty good for Ethereum. Solana, $167. Can't remember what my hold was, but we'll see what's going on. Actually, will we see what's going on? Let's see what we're actually doing today. As a preface of what
We've got quite a lot of charts, and we're going to try and get through them quicker than 15 minutes of chart today, aren't we?
So we've got Bitcoin link. Yeah, we're not going to do 15 minutes of chart. No, none of that. We got USDC $1. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Actually, no, the losers again, obviously. I forget.
Somebody needs coffee.
Jasmine coin. 15%.
Yeah, that's on a bit of a tear.
Ondo, I think we talked about Ondo. I think I did charts. I did charts on Ondo.
What's Ondo at?
$1.27. I think I did TA on Ondo when I did my. I can't find the chart there. I can't remember what I did, but I can't find the chart.
I wanted it to go down, and you said
it's gonna go up.
There is no chance of it going below $1.11, $1.12.
Yeah. Well, I said it was gonna go up next, and it did. I can't. I would love to find the chart and show you guys, but I can't. But we're up pretty much every account because we've had like a triple triangle malarkey chart, whatever. Basically saying all in all we're going up.
Yeah.
We're looking at Pepe today.
Ondo is my coin to buy next. I've said it on the stream a few days ago. I've bought Next. I've bought a little bit of IMX. Ondo is next for me, but I'm not going to pay $1.30, and I'll probably look back at $1.30 and it'd be so cheap, but I'm waiting for it to come down. So I need the Oracle to spit some facts.
I've been said by it. Okay, thank you very much. If you actually watched my stream on
Thursday.
Thursday it was, yeah.
By the way, I'm not going to interrupt you because it's breaking news. The Oracle will not be streaming at 9 o'clock next week. Will not be streaming at 9 o'clock next week. He's moving the stream forward to maybe 5 p.m. So 4 hours earlier, because we have realised
nobody watches
the stream because it's 2 a.m.
It's too late, yeah, exactly.
You know, Kishan is in bed when the stream is on, and it's like 3 a.m. where he is. And a lot of you are a few hours ahead of us. So when Brogan streams at 9, it's actually 11 p.m. midnight where you are. So we're going to bring it forward to 5 p.m. next week. And if that means more of you can see the TA, then great.
Exactly. I don't really care when it is throughout the day. Like, you know, as long as I can, the majority of people can actually join the stream and it be appropriate, then I don't really care.
No.
But onto the 7-day winners now really quickly. 143% up for Notcoin. That, I assume, a very new thing.
Has it broken a cent?
It's at 1.21 cent.
It's never going to go anywhere. It's a race to zero. Don't buy Notcoin. Not financial advice. It's a gaming coin. I'm not going to call it a scam because I'm not really in a position to do that, but I don't rate that coin whatsoever.
Yeah. We've got 10% down Beam. Thorchain's down. 11% actually on the 7-day. I don't have a drink actually.
Why are you not doing the 24 hours? We don't care about the 7 days. We care about the 24 hours.
I am.
Oh yeah?
There's just not really very much interesting.
Oh,
there are, Uniswap's down 6%.
If that's the case, let's get on with the X-Files because there's like a gazillion X-Files today.
All right.
We don't need to worry about the charts. Bitcoin is going to go up to $94,000.
Oh. No, I couldn't hold time in time. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, you are allowed. You've not had any sleep. We are running on empty today.
No, I had too many windows open. I alt-tabbed to the wrong thing, and I couldn't get off in time.
What's the first
one?
Anyway,
the first X-File on our list of X-Files, we have the Bitcoin protocol should outlast any politician, and it should outlast any government, said Michael Saylor, with a really cool-looking Bitcoin door, which is definitely not AI.
They're all AI. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about this is, he's right, but you've got to remember he's a Bitcoin maxi. He's always going to be saying all of these positive things about Bitcoin. And the reason I've included this is it's absolutely correct. Gold outlasts governments. Silver outlasts governments. Oil, Bitcoin, they all outlast a government. Joe Biden can say what he wants about Bitcoin, say what he wants about crypto. He's not going to be here after February next year. So just hang on.
I wouldn't push this next year, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't. No, that's very true. Gary Gensler will not be here after next February. So it doesn't matter what these clowns say, okay? Because in March next year, it will no longer be their circus, okay? It will be Donald Trump's circus from March next year, and then we will have a whole load of new worries to look at. So he's right. That's next.
Yep. Next up is
Can't spend too long on any of these. There's thousands of them.
Sentiment. Here are crypto's top coins by development frequency. The team at Hedera has been the most active over this time frame. The below list is sorted by counting any non-redundant activity from a project and averaging this daily activity over the past 30 days.
Yes.
So we've got Hedera, Optimism, Cardano,
What was
Chainlink.
that one? What was the one in third position?
Cardano.
Cardano, the rubbish coin, the zombie coin, the coin that's going nowhere. Third place for development. Anything else on there?
Chainlink. Yeah, that's right.
Chainlink.
Cosmos.
Cosmos, yeah, again.
Yeah.
Atom, I know Tariq loves a bit of Atom and Cosmos. So
Good
there you go.
stuff.
That's the most important thing to understand. All of these people that poo-poo chains need to look at the developers that are working on those chains. And Cardano is always in the top 5. What's next?
Eric Balchunas.
Eric Balchunas.
The opening shots in the ETH ETF fee war has been fired from Franklin, 19 BPS.
0.19% fees for the Ethereum ETF. That's what we talked about many moons ago when we were talking about the Bitcoin ETFs, is that some people charge 1%, 0.5%, 0.1%. And that just means for every $100 a year that you've got in your Bitcoin, or in this case, in your Ethereum ETF, they'll charge you 19 cents. That's all you need to worry about. So in terms of adoption and dragging people in, they're going to be able to come into crypto without it costing them the earth. What's next?
Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance, I honestly think this has topped out after this ETH ETF approval. I don't think it's going to be the straight up alt season like most people hope. Likely a slow and steady grind down as we hit 52% and 48%. We'll see from there, but I think 48% is a nice target for now. So let's look at the chart. So we've got...
Before you go any further, is that Dan Crypto?
Dan Crypto.
So this is the guy that has not appeared out of nowhere, but he's just suddenly gained a load of followers. He's the one I was telling you about the other day.
Yeah.
So he disagrees with how every other market, how every cycle has played out. And that is Bitcoin dominance goes up and up and up, hits about 60% and then comes down. He has come in and said, ETH ETFs are going to break it. And there is a damn fine chance that he's right.
That makes sense. Yeah. So if we look at the chart, I get where he's coming from. Yeah, absolutely. So he's marked out important level 1 and 2. Obviously, important level 2, you can see by the amount of times we bounced off that rough area, which was about 48.5%. On the lower end of things. And then obviously the next level, which you can see on the far left of the screen, we bounced off within like 2019 area, coming into 2019 anyway. Of about 52.18%. We also bounced off it, about July 2023, and then now using it as rough support within, from July 2023 to July 2024, and now obviously we're kind of in the range, bouncing off of 57.15%, going upwards. So he thinks we've actually bounced out and topped out now, and now coming to back towards 52.18%. And he also probably reckons, actually breaking that as well, which, is a possibility. The only thing I'm comparing it to, obviously 57.15 is also a big resistance level. As you can see on the left-hand side as well, we bounced off it twice already in a huge period of high dominance movement. Was 57.15 a huge number to be bouncing off. Obviously, I'm trying to see if there's another one of significance, maybe roughly within the area of about 60 towards 61%, edging towards 62%, maybe that area. You can see definitely, I can't really draw it, but you can see, bouncing towards the start of 2019 and start of 2021 actually. We have support and/or resistance at about 60-ish, 61%, which you've already kind of said anyway. We've already said before, most markets see it up towards 60% and off, but I understand where it's coming from. I'd still mark the level just in case, but we would see. Perfect. Anyway, next. Went on long.
You can't put a chart in front of the Oracle,
You can't put a chart in front of it.
without realising that the Oracle is going to analyse the chart.
Yeah, that's unfortunately what happens. Okay, here we go. Another chart. Dogecoin whales have bought over 700 million Doge in the past 72 hours, worth around $112 million. I wonder why. So let's have a look. This is
What's the time, by the way?
11:14.
I got to 11:14 without closing my eyes and shaking my head today.
You know what? That's really impressive.
I
for
can't
someone
believe-
as so positive, negative as you.
I can't believe somebody's bought 700 million Doge. Why?
I can't believe someone's doing a chart as a line graph and not candles. An absolute psychopath. Ali charts, like Ali fraud. Ali line graph. Why'd you do the line graph? Why
Don't
didn't you
buy
do
Doge. It's It's like the emperor's new clothes. It has no utility. It has no value. It has no maximum supply. It's being minted and mined to death. Okay, and the only thing it says is when X, bro. When people say, "What's the point of Dogecoin?" Because that's all it's ever going to be. It's a waste of time.
Scope.
In 5 years' time, it's not going to exist
No.
in the top 10.
And I don't know who does line charts. I'm sorry, I'm really just not impressed.
What's next?
I do want to say good morning though. Good morning to Tariq and Bullish Bull. Thank you both of you for joining. It's really nice to see you guys. We're just
hope everybody
nearly
is well
basically
today.
finishing off the X-Files now, going on towards the actual kind of the teaser article. What do you call it? Because obviously you've got the Oracle TA, which is a huge divider in the stream.
Now you see, okay, when we do my show,
Yeah.
we have a topic of the day.
Right, is
And
that
the
what
topic
this is?
of the day is normally We Are Stardust, okay? And then on Thursday, it was Don't Be a Cow. Or Be a Cow, actually, was Thursday. And yesterday was Donald Musk. You don't have that on your UI. But if you did, this article would be your headline.
Right,
this
so
is-
we do the X-Files and the markets, and then we have a little headline thing
Yes.
of a little cool.
And
And
then
then we
we
have the
spend-
dividing Oracle, the huge divider of the stream.
Then we have
Big
the four
events.
score and 15 years worth of TA by you, where it seems to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon and we've only got 6 articles left. So yes, this is the headline act, which is what?
Oh, no, we're not on to that yet. I was just mentioning it. All right, the last X-File we have, Cointelegraph. Political meme coins have exploded following former
Oh,
President
yes.
Trump's conviction. According to CoinMarketCap data, they are the best performing category across crypto. Let's not dig into the top pages there.
We are going to be looking at MAGA today.
Yeah.
That's the chart that we're going to look at. But, okay, before you do that, there is a link under your TA.
There is. That's all
Can
right.
you bring that link up? Because I have found
No.
a new CoinMarketCap category. Because I do the research so Tariq can stay in bed.
Well, before we do that, we obviously have the headline article.
Don't get to that yet. Bring that up.
We didn't get to that yet.
Just bring the link up
Why?
to show. Because
That's
it's connected.
after. You should have put it. Why put something sequentially when you not do it sequentially?
Because it's going to be used in 2 places. That's the point.
All right, so you've got Marga Trump and Marga Marga.
Right, stop talking. Right, read the category out first, Mr.
Top
Sleepyhead.
political memes tokens,
There.
meme tokens.
So there is now a category on CoinMarketCap which shows you the top political memes. Now, we don't need to see which ones they are. You don't need to read them all out. I'm telling people this because over the next 6 months, these coins, whether I like it, whether Brogan likes it or not, these coins are going to pump, especially probably something like MAGA or Biden. They're going to pump because they're memes associated with the biggest election in the world this year. So there's a new category. Go and have a look after the show and you'll see all the meme coins associated. It's not just Biden and Trump. I think they've even got...
I thought is Caitlyn Jenner a political candidate or something?
Yeah, exactly. They've even got other weird
Well,
and wonderful coins in there.
It's funny, you can kind of see what the situation is with the American kind of assumption, because you've got about 14 Trump coins, you've got Caitlyn Jenner, and then you've got Joe Biden.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see what the standings are,
Exactly.
which is funny. But we'll get onto it, but I think Trump's going to absolutely dump.
Yeah.
Trump's a dump. Dump Trump.
Well, we had a poll yesterday,
Yeah.
and the poll was who is better for crypto, I think, or who's going to win the election. And 88% of people watching said Trump was going to win.
Yeah.
So there you go. We have called the American election. Now
Yeah.
then, we're going to move on to the headline article, which is...
Crypto analyst reveals why 69,000 is very important in the grand scheme of a Bitcoin recovery.
Absolutely.
Let's just get into it, I suppose.
And then this leads nicely into your
My
2-hour
TA.
monologue
Yeah.
about...
Crypto analyst Pierre has
You just can't get the staff. He's had no sleep.
Crypto analyst Pierre. P.
Just call him Peter.
P.
Call him Pete.
Call him P.
Call him P.
Crypto analyst P has provided insights into why 69,000 is a significant price level for Bitcoin. He suggested a flagship crypto could hit a new all-time high if it successfully holds above that range. A breakout above 69k could lead to a Bitcoin recovery. Sorry, I'm gonna drink.
You need to compose yourself. While you're composing yourself and you are watching and wondering what's going on, make sure to hit the subscribe button before you watch any more, before you see what chaos is about to unfold. Make sure you hit the subscribe button or the follow button and the like button, wherever you are. That would be greatly appreciated because you're not supporting the channel, you're supporting me.
You're supporting yourselves at the end of the day. You're
dealing
supporting
with
yourselves.
Mr. Gigglesworth to my left. Right, go on then.
All right. P mentioned in an X. I hate the X formerly Twitter part of this.
Just call it Twitter. We've
Twitter?
decided we're going to call it Twitter from now on.
In a Twitter post that Bitcoin must break above 69k as it will allow the crypto token to retest a range around the all-time high region of $73,000. This could also open up the possibility. Well, I said that as well, by the way, 73k. We're going to go on to that though.
Yeah, we are.
This could also open up the possibility of the flagship hitting a new all-time high if it enjoys a breakout during the retest of the current all-time high region. I said that as well on my stream.
He did.
Meanwhile, P outlined what needs to happen for Bitcoin to. I don't care. Okay, it's basically just saying everyone also thinks it. A weekly close above 69k could alter history.
Slow down.
A weekly close above 69,000 could alter
Not
history.
that slow. Good grief.
A weekly close above 69k could alter history.
That is the
There you go.
important
Perfect.
line. And that's why I want you to say it slowly because 69,000 was what? Previous all-time high. Was it not? Was it 69.4, 69.38, whatever it might be?
Yeah.
We are struggling and being rejected at 69.5. We were being rejected at 70, at 71. And last night, what did we get rejected at? 69,000 again. We've got to break 69,000 and hold it. That's the important thing. There's no point in going to 69.8 and coming straight back down to 68, 67.
Can I get my opinion yet? Yeah, my opinion yet? And my price
No,
targets.
because you're going to do that when you do the charts. So I'm getting my...
What I want to know, yeah.
Right, so that's the headline article. 69,000 is the defining war at this moment in the battle. We have to get above it and hold it. It doesn't matter if we go to 70,004, 70,006 if we come straight back down to 68.5.
I'll give my opinions as we go on to. That's the wrong button. And now we are on to the best segment of the stream. The only real segment of the stream, really. You can still talk. If you're not okay, you can still talk there.
I'm going to go and get on this beanbag here.
Yeah, he's walking off.
And I'm
now,
going to have a nap.
So this is the part of the show where one half of Crypto has slacks off, and the other one absolutely provides golden content for the stream. Also, I don't know why the sidebars this bit. Let me. Actually, we'll hide it for now.
You got rid of it last week.
Yeah, we don't need it. Okay, so let's have a little nosy at what's going on. Everyone, you can see the current price at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Just to preface that. So what we have here is basically an unaltered version of the chart, which we had on on the Thursday stream, which we've already looked at. Obviously, if you were there. If you weren't, I'll quickly go over what I kind of basically said during that stream so we can keep everyone up to date on what's going on. So we have this, I believe it's like a bullish falling wedge, or there's names for it. You know what, let me make sure I'm not saying that wrong. I want to make sure I'm really not getting that wrong because obviously it's like expanding symmetrical triangles, that crap. You know, there's some names which are just like that. So, where's the image I always use? Doesn't seem to be there. It's one of these ones. And the image I always use isn't there. Here it is. Here's the image. My favorite image. Here it is. Yeah, bullish falling wedge. You see that there? So it's kind of like it's coming from a point of highness, a high point coming upwards, and then it falls, and it's not quite like a pennant. It also could be the pennant. It is one of these chart patterns basically. Obviously, if you kind of like shimmy it, you could probably get the wedge. I just extended it out so much that they met. But my record, and this is why it doesn't really matter, because this goes towards the 19th of July or June. So it's way too far along. So if it actually did it towards where I more so think where we're going to go to, it is more of the wedge thing going on there. So this is really beside the point there. This is an actual chart pattern, a bullish chart pattern, which is what I recognise on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, which we are currently in right now and are respecting pretty nicely. Obviously bouncing to and from. Obviously it looks like we're in the lower half of it, but if you see where the wicks are coming to, you can see we are bouncing within. Obviously, we're having little kind of wicks all the way down to make sure we're actually holding this range or not. But all in all, we are printing up and down, above and below this range. So where I think we're going to go to. So I think the 3rd to the 4th of June is the time frame I'm thinking. Now I did say on my stream we can go later, but although I do think you could push it towards the 5th maybe, but I think the 3rd to the 4th is when I roughly think we might have this movement out of this range towards the higher end. Now the guy was saying 69k. Now I do agree with that. And that is roughly where kind of this range comes to. I would argue there's 69.5 is equally as important. I think this is an important line as well.
We bounced off 69 and we bounced off
69.3.
69.5. On one of the charts I looked at on Wednesday or Tuesday, we came to exactly 69.5 and got rejected all the way down. Now, don't know what exchange that was on, but that happened. We have got a comment from Fran.
Yep.
He's asking, now I played a video of a calf jumping over a wall. Do you remember that video? You probably didn't see
calf,
it.
you say?
It was a calf.
Yeah, yeah.
It ran over the wall. Fran has asked, is the calf still looking at the wall? Or has he given up? And will he try again? So you're saying that we are going next week to over $70,000.
Well, yeah. Well, let's get into it. So obviously this is where I roughly agree with him talking about 69k. I would garner that towards the 69.5 range instead. I wouldn't necessarily say 69k. I'd probably bump it up.
And where are we going? Where are we going to go? Let's not talk about the article.
Hold the horses.
I know, but we have a limited amount of time for this show.
Yeah, but the more you talk to me about how little time we have, the less time we have then. So let me get on to what I need to talk about, okay? Let me do my business. So the next thing I need to talk about is this price point, which is 70,238. Obviously, there's 70,000 alongside, but basically it's all the block here. I believe it's on the 4-hour time frame. Obviously, we're on the daily, so it looks a bit dodgy. But the lower end of it is obviously 70k, and 70k is going to be huge anyway, so we know that. But I do want to preface the 70,250 kind of range. Now, the other important thing, before I get on to where I roughly think we can go to, was I think as long as we hold 70,250, I think we'll be good to go in terms of higher ranges. But I do think we need to test it because, we've had a situation where you just come right above it, you'll come right back down. We need to do something where we break out of this, test its support, and then we'll actually be coming towards higher ranges properly. Now, in terms of higher ranges where we actually probably come to, well, you can kind of see this, breaker block scenario is really been rough for us. We've bounced off it like pretty much 3 times. Obviously, wicking up to the high point is brilliant, but I think, 71, 72 is a rough patch. Probably wicking maybe towards 72.5. I don't think, anything up here, 74.4. But I think maybe the upper end of this breaker block, I think wicking up towards here. But I think that the important part for me isn't really exactly the highest point we go to. I think it's what we do after that. If we come down to 70,500 and actually hold it, which is what I'm more interested in. But all in all, I think we go upwards over, Tuesday to Wednesday, earliest, probably Monday, for Bitcoin.
Which coincides with
which is what you pointed out.
The S1s, which were all submitted on Friday, and I think we're going to get an announcement probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
Yeah. So within that time frame, as we were talking about, and as you can see, I want to give it because if you see what our market cipher is currently saying, obviously I know market cipher is not the be all end all, but it kind of is a directional tool, so I have to go based off of that. We can see our momentum has now finally come towards the midpoint of it. So. And that has spanned across. You can see, obviously it's taken a while, but we've come to here now. But you can have smaller scenarios. What it seems like to me anyway, on the hard time frames of Bitcoin, whenever the momentum starts to come from a negative point to an upper end, for some reason, it doesn't necessarily have to come from a really low range for it to actually move upwards. Yeah. And especially if there's news, like there was, in some of these areas. Yeah. If there's news, as you've talked about, was it S1 you say?
Yes, the
Yes, the
S1s were
S1.
submitted.
We don't necessarily have to go all the way down to the 60 mark for the momentum for us to have a really positive movement. So I think Mark Cypher's looking good. We could probably start to come up from here right now and have enough movement. So I suppose how negative we come in this whole regard will just matter to see how far we can go. But I think for me, we go up Tuesday, Wednesday, and the important part is we hold 70,250.
Just remembered something.
Yep.
I've also got to throw in. Are
Go
you going to do so? 2 applications last night were also put in
Yep.
for leveraged Ethereum ETFs.
Okay.
For there to be leveraged Ethereum ETFs, they will have to use existing ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, and they're going live, or they want to go live on August the 14th.
Okay.
So if you can't have an Ethereum ETF, you can't have your leveraged Ethereum ETF.
No. Yeah.
So for that to exist on August the 14th, we've got July and June.
Yeah.
So this July the 4th I've been talking about for the last 2 weeks is on the cards, because August the 14th is 5 weeks after.
Yeah, well,
July
if we
4th.
kind of draw a kind of forecast for that, you see, we do this movement, we come up here, we do, okay, maybe not that sharp, hold on. We come up here, we're doing our thing, oh, woohoo, come here, okay, oh, we need, okay, let me do that again. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we're doing, oh, what's going on? Oh, we're in July now, we're in July. It's 5th of July, let's go,
Yeah. Possibility.
Double bottom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Possibility.
See, I'm going to leave that there now.
Leave that there.
We're going to leave that there.
Yeah.
We'll come back in a month, basically.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
And if you're wrong,
No, don't do that.
you're going to have to wear a dunce cap for the entire
We
month
both
of
have
August.
to wear one because you said, you agreed with it. You both
Right,
have to wear
next, what's next up on the chart?
Link is up next.
Fran has said if you eat it, then it's done. We will
We're talking
never,
about eating the cow?
Yeah, we're going to eat the cow.
could
We're never
have
going to
been
go for 74k.
What's going
We
on
will.
in
If you're
this-
new here, smash the like button and follow. You've come to the shortest part of the show, actually. You've
Yeah,
come
this
to
is normally the fastest part.
This is the fastest.
I don't do in wasting anyone's
Is
time.
this Chainlink?
Yeah.
This is Chainlink, one of my favourite projects. Chainlink, what are we at, 1840?
I don't know.
Somebody said to me the other week that at 1650 it was expensive. I don't know whether 1650 is expensive.
It doesn't seem like it right now, does it?
I think anything under $20 is good value for Chainlink, because I do expect this. I don't make that many crazy predictions, but I can see
Look at
$100
this.
Chainlink.
It's just looking really nice, though, isn't it? right now?
Yeah.
So we've got a decent looking support point here. You can see had a bit of a rough patch here. It's sometimes okay. Now, obviously, chart patterns and things like that. You don't have to be fully 100% on them. So, for example, in this rough order block, it's not the most accurate thing I've ever seen in the world.
Yeah.
But you can see we are respecting it pretty nicely nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we are now also using a support point alongside using the trend line. So a decent support point nonetheless between about 17 to whatever. So we also seem like we have like a high point up here between these two. So what I could see happening is one of these things.
Yeah.
Um,
Resistance at what's that? Just under $19.
yeah. Now what
Yeah.
can happen is we sweep it. Okay, this is what could happen.
Those higher lows are very juicy.
Yeah. I
What
know.
time frame is this?
The day 4 hour, yeah.
Right,
We could
okay.
do a thing like this. We print above it, we come down. Because obviously, you can bounce off them, but if you print above it, it gets the cells.
Yeah.
But there is a scenario like this, which we saw on what was it called? Which one was it? Not Aptos, it was the other one. The one I looked at.
Ondo.
Ondo.
Yeah.
I think
Are we going to look at Ondo?
we can look at Ondo. I don't think we're supposed to. Ascending triangle, here it is. So this is exactly what this is pretty much exactly what happened with Ondo.
Yeah.
We've got a ascending triangle where we have a resistance point and we kind of squeeze ourselves and then we bounce. So what I can see happening, let me undo that, there we go, is we surge above, print above, sweep some shorts, bounce again, and then we come upwards. And then, I don't know, kind of use it as a support point and then continue the trend line upwards. So I think we continue to go upwards.
If you go back a little bit, go to the daily and look back, is it $21 or $22 that we've had as our recent high on Chainlink? Did we get to 21.20 or something like
We
that?
got towards like 22 to 80,
Right, okay.
roughly.
So 22.80 for me is Not the wick. What about the actual candle close? Is that like
Our highest close was 21.79
Right,
or
that's
76, sorry.
okay?
Whatever that is.
So for me, breaking 20 is going to be psychologically very important. Obviously, breaking the 1885 is going to be important because
Yeah.
that's where we're getting.
Let me do some things here.
So I think if we can get above, it's a little. Do you remember when we were talking about Solana? All last year we talked about Solana.
Yeah.
Wait till it gets $40. Wait till it gets to 50, then 75, then 100, and then we never look back.
Yeah.
I know it was a different time. It was a different market. I know all of that. But with something like Chainlink, I think if we get above 20 and head up towards $24, which I think is one of the fib levels, $24, $25 the fib level. If we get there, I think we're going to struggle to wick too far down below 20 again. Not now, but maybe in a month or two's time when Bitcoin's decided to go above 78,000. I think $20 is going to be good support.
Yeah, we could do that.
And I do think Chainlink is going to go over $100. I'm not going to say it's going to go to $300. I think it might go to like 103, 104 in the bull run. But again, this is one of those coins. It's got RWA, so it's got real world assets associated with it. It's connected to Visa and MasterCard. It's got everything you want in a coin. It's the biggest oracle by a country mile. And I think this is going to be its time. That apart from you, exactly. Right, what's next?
No, I'm not done.
What?
Not done. Yeah, let me finish. So yeah, boom. Okay, so let me. I need. There's more I can do. There you go. So I want to control because there's these high wicks. There are areas here for sells.
Yeah.
That if you come up and print above it, is normally when you're reverse. So we've got $20.72. So I think once we start to break this, I think we'll start to come up towards about $20, whatever, and then we'll print above somewhere here and then come back down. So I just wanted to graph it out basically.
Fine.
But anyway, yeah, moving on now to XRP.
XRP.
Actually, I didn't even look at the market cipher.
Doesn't matter. We ain't got that much time.
All right. Gosh.
Got to speed things along. Got to speed things along. Time and tide waits for no man. Especially when they want naps.
So that didn't happen.
Well, it kind of did. Oh, the dip. Yeah, the dip. It was
So
never going to go. Who in their right mind would think we were going to 37
Well, that
cents?
other guy said it as well. Remember?
Oh, you were.
He thought it was going to go lower.
So you replicated his price
Yeah,
action.
because we looked at that article
Yeah.
and he was going to go lower
Never
than
going to happen.
this.
Never going to
Oh no,
happen.
he said it was going to go to 40.
Yeah, he did.
And I redrew it whatever way, and I couldn't conceivably get it.
Well,
but I see what he's talking about though with the pattern. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is, patterns and charts work until they don't work, and that's when some kind of news comes out. So my issue with XRP is we are going to go nowhere until the court case is closed, which is going to happen this month in June. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is this is the month that the court case is finished. Brad Garlinghouse has already given something like $50 million to political parties for this upcoming election. He wants and expects to win against the SEC and pay a very small fine.
Yeah.
We then will have to completely ignore this chart because we're going to be talking about $1.20, $1.30, maybe even $1.50 for XRP, right? But all we're going to do is range for the next period of time. If you go back,
I suppose we're actually still in a range.
yeah, I know we are. But if you go back now, what are we on the daily? Yeah. So this is the daily, right?
Yeah.
But if you go back, that is never going to happen.
I didn't want to draw that.
We are not going to go to 40 cents unless Bitcoin absolutely tanks. Then yes, but it's not going to happen. All right, okay, we're still in that range.
So I want to see what I kind of want to predict. So we're going to do something like this, and then we're going to have the positive. Wait. So we're going to have the positivity soon, which I think will get us out of this.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this, and then we're going to print above this.
Yeah.
Because this is a high point of a really high wick, so we're going to print above this and come back down.
Yeah.
Probably bouncing again, and I think we're going to come back upwards. And you can see how two of these are lining up. We're going to bounce off this area, but I think we come back to this kind of support area.
Yeah. If we don't get the news, and if we get the news, then we're just going to go straight to $1.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. What's next? What's next? Remember,
Marga.
if you are in chat, say hello, wave, ask for a chart, whatever you want to do. We are here. We are, believe it or not, we are live in the studio.
Right.
even though it's 11:39.
So this is what we have
on a Saturday
from
morning.
the TA.
This is MAGA.
Yeah. So on Thursday, we followed it decently. Obviously, it came up a bit. It took longer to come up. Obviously, I do talk about how long things take to come up and whatnot. But basically said, we're going to kind of print above here. And once we print above here, we've got these two, you can see these two wicks, high wicks, where we print above them, we're going to have now like sell, a lot of sell. Now, I thought we were going to probably come down. And obviously, coming towards the 3rd to 4th of June, if people are actually buying it based on if the market's going up. And this is what I talked about as well at the time. Don't know how long it's actually really been out. If people are actually going to buy it based on, you know, the market up and whatnot, then, you know, it would come back upwards towards. But I do think it's going to dump soon.
Right. The only caveat is, you know, Mr. Trump got found guilty.
Yeah, that's probably, and that's what concerned me when I heard about it. I was like, are people just going to buy it because these are the news?
So within 24 hours, he'd been given $34 million in donations. And as of last night, he'd been given $54 million in donations.
Yeah.
And MAGA Coin, as far as I'm aware, is going to also donate to his campaign. So if you hold MAGA Coin, a percentage will go to Donald Trump. And he's already been given, I can't remember how much he's been given. Is it $8 million or 8 million MAGA coins? I don't know. It's probably not 8 million MAGA coins. It might be $8 million or something like that. But he's already been given a big chunk of these coins. So if the price of this coin goes up, he will have more value. Of course, if he sells them all, it'll dump the entire market.
Yeah.
And that could be your $10.
It could be. I mean, we are in this bearish expanding triangle. Like we are in a bearish range. Like we are in something which eventually, if it follows through, based on chart patterns and doesn't get invalidated, should follow through for a bearish movement. Now, what I thought would make the turning point, which is why I drew this, was this wick, because if we came towards this wick twice, printing above it would mean we'd actually have a lot of sells, which would bring us back down. Yeah. This is why, because like we even like we wicked to it here, and this is why I drew it. And after the stream, literally an hour after the stream, or no, not even like probably like a couple minutes within the 10 o'clock hour. Yeah. Or the 10 hour 4 o'clock candle. We came right up to that same range. We didn't print above. Now printing above these ranges is normally when you start to have a lot of sales, which is what we're doing now. So I think I could be wrong, obviously, no, I'm not a financial advice owner, but I think we might arc, because you can see we came up, we're having this really rough candle now. I think the next one might be a move down. But, you know, again, with the Trump news and whatnot, it could just not do any of this right now. Because, people are going to buy, Trump's in the news, let's buy some MAGA coin, whatever. Yeah. And it'll just invalidate this. But I do think this is going to be a negative movement.
The only downside for me with MAGA is there's a low circulating supply. Yeah. And the price of the coin is very high. And if you look at other meme coins like Pepe, SHIB, Bonk, they're all 0.00005. Yeah. So when you've got a retail coming in and saying, oh, look, I can buy 100,000 SHIB or 100,000 Pepe, they can't really buy more than, 10? Yeah. 15, so it's not a lot.
Now, what I'm interested in is because we had, normally coming from the high point like this, you normally have to, like, if you have a negative trend, you can normally come to the next point of, like, liquidity to try and get some more longs to go back upwards or to reverse. Yeah. Now, at the time of drawing, it was this price point, which is 12.30, which is why I had this, where you kind of print it there and then come back up to the range and come down. Now, interestingly, which actually supports why I think we'd have a really big pump afterwards, was this big candle, which proved that we came towards this $17 range and had difficulty, which would be where we could have a lot of sells. On the flip side, we actually came right down towards $10.10, which if we printed slightly below to get some shorts, or to long, we'd actually come upwards. So this one candle in the 4 hour kind of said to me, obviously this is like after this is, I'm looking at this retrospectively, that this is kind of like, okay, if we came towards $10.10 and then printed in this area, we would probably have a lot of longs to bring us back upwards. On the flip side as well, I think currently in this moment, you know, validating this kind of $17 area where if we print above it, we'll probably start to get some shorts to come downwards. It did it twice in a row. Even 3 times, to be fair, you know, bouncing off on Friday 10 o'clock instead of in Thursday. Yeah. Again, same price point, $17. So I think printing above now, I think we start to see some negatives. But again, you know, if Trump in the news, MAGA, this, that, the other,
Yeah.
it could just like continue to go. We could probably use $70 as a support line at that point, and then go upwards. But yeah, again, not financial advice.
All right, we've got one last comment, one last chart then. Forget Ondo. Tariq has said, can you talk about a coin called Lever, Lever? So let's see if you can find that.
Lever.
Have a quick look at the price action of
Okay,
that.
Lever USDT. Let's have a little nosy. So what am I seeing? Let's have a look. So we have like
You go and find that. I'm going to have a quick look at CoinMarketCap and see if I can find the coin.
I moved that direction.
If this is one of those micro caps that Tariq has invented just for us to talk about it. Let's have a look.
So we've got that got a price there, which is good.
Right, Lever. Lever has been rebranded into Leverify. And let's have a look.
So you can see we did a similar thing with this. Our highest high since back there, we had 41.89. We printed above it and then reversed. So then this kind of has been now kind of not invalidated per se, but kind of it's gone. So the next now point would be probably coming towards the other high point back here, I would say, towards about, why is there a line there? I'm adding alerts. I don't want to add alert. Look at this. I did not want that functionality. There you go. So yeah, this price point at you know what? Let me draw a ray because it's just easier to actually see it.
It's up 112% so far this year. It's up 58% over 90 days. It's up 26% over 30 days. It's got a market cap of 118 million, fully diluted 128 million. So it's pretty much fully diluted as it is. It's a top 500 coin. That's pretty much all I've got for you.
Right. Okay. So I think we have a slow trek upwards. Obviously, we've got momentum coming upwards from a really negative point. Money flow coming in. Feels starting to arc, but that's fine because money flow is still coming in. Probably still moving upwards. I think we probably kind of come upwards towards kind of like 38, 45, maybe bouncing off our thing then, and kind of having a slow ascent upwards for Lever. I do think 44.29 obviously is a very high point. It is the highest point actually. I'm pretty sure. Now, in case we don't continue this, I'm trying to look for like low points. So obviously we've got a low point about here. Another low point, lowest point about there. So I'm just looking to see like low points if we were to come to it. Where could we actually come to? To print out. So we do have some significant low points. So if we did break out of this, I think 33 would be a low point which we could probably reverse at. Obviously 28, 24. I'm just thinking that we're very high right now. Obviously I don't know what the status is. Obviously I know you said it's come up with 100%, so it's quite early. I think 20 cents another one.
Yeah.
But we are very, very high right now.
Yeah, we are.
I do think even if we came to 44.29, I think we have another situation where we slightly print above it and then we come right back down. So I think we're on the higher end of things, but we are in a positive trend right now. Obviously, you can see higher lows.
Yeah.
So I think as long as we print higher lows, whether it be steep or not, that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
And as long as we keep on going, and we can see, I think this is a bullish in divergence, which means a continuation of the trend. The trend is clearly bullish, so I think we're good for now. And I think we continue to go towards 0.4%.
Perfect.
So yeah,
that's it
I
then.
think we continue to go upwards.
So now we go back to the show.
Yes,
Do we get a little?
we do. Let me just hold on. There we go. Boo, I need to make sure everything was hidden and the article was...
We're back. The longest section of the show.
The best section of the,
The
show.
longest section
The
of
most
the
useful
show.
section of the show.
What are we up to now?
We are on to... If I move the...
I can
sidebar
tell you
down.
which articles we can skip as well, because we don't have to do them.
Ethereum ETF staking.
Yes, this is a strange one. I'll let you go through this one. I've got an opinion about this.
Right. excluding staking from ETH ETF proposals could benefit broader crypto staking. Last week, the SEC approved exchange applications for NASDAQ, CBOE, and NYSE to list exchange-traded funds for spot Ether firms such as ARK and Fidelity, eliminated the staking features from their applications to increase chances of SEC approval. It's unlikely that the absence of Ethereum staking will have a chilling effect on that wildly popular DeFi earning mechanism.
We don't have to read any more about this.
That's a lot of talking.
There's 120 million Ethereum.
Yeah.
What happens, Oracle, if 40 million Ethereum are not allowed to be staked on a proof of stake chain?
Well, that means they'll be locked anyway, are they?
Yeah, but they're not allowed to be staked. What validates a proof of stake blockchain?
Staking.
The staking.
Yeah.
So, right, there's two sides to this argument. Validators and you staking your Ethereum, you get rewarded from the fees generated by the Ethereum chain, yes?
Yeah.
Right. If there's suddenly 20 or 30% of the supply is taken out of that equation, guess what you get more of? You get more validator fees, you get more rewards. So your validator rewards will go up. Instead of getting 3%, you might get 5%.
Right, because there's less split between.
Correct. So great news on one side, but on the other side, I think I talked about this on the stream in the week, right?
Yep.
Crypto Crow was talking about if there was a Cardano ETF, what happens? And he was saying that BlackRock would take over the Cardano chain and make all the decisions. Yeah? You can only do that if you stake your Cardano.
Yeah.
If they're not allowing the Ethereum to be staked, BlackRock and Fidelity will not be allowed to vote on changes on the blockchain. So from that side, it's massively positive. But on the other side, you're taking a huge chunk of Ethereum, which is there to help validate the blockchain, and remove it from the circulating supply and stick it in a cold storage wallet.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute, guys. I don't think you've understood crypto. We need it to validate the blocks. So you can't, what happens if they do the same thing with Solana? You don't do the same thing with Cardano. You're just, you know what I mean? It just, anyway, it just shows. Tell me you don't know anything about crypto without telling me you don't know anything about crypto. It's ridiculous. I mean, what do you think? I don't want to, obviously, we're going to be quite quick now because you've literally, you know.
We are an hour and 4 minutes into the stream, obviously 15 minutes music, so we're not that bad actually.
Well, what is it, like 10 to 12 now?
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of time to talk.
It's
Is there
not
anything you want to add about
No,
that?
no, not
Fine, next. Let's wash our hands of Gary Gensler.
Oh, did I unhide our account? Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. Chainlink co-founder predicts crypto market cap to surge over 10 billion. I don't even know how many is that. Is it,
10 trillion.
Is it $10 trillion dollars fueled by traditional finance interests?
Now, which other crypto genius said we were going to hit $10 trillion this market cycle?
By the over-abuse of positive linguistics, I can only assume you're talking about yourself.
I did. I said we'd hit between 8 and 10 trillion this market cycle. I think we hit, was it 6 trillion in the last market cycle? So I think I worked on diminishing returns and I said we'd get 8 to 10. The genius, the co-founder of Chainlink himself has said 10 trillion. So I'm in I'm always in esteemed company sitting next to the Oracle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, even more esteemed company with the co-founder of Chainlink. So what has he had to say? Why are we hitting 10 trillion?
Chainlink co-founder Sergey Nazarov. Yep. Has predicted that. Okay, whatever. Okay, so here's a quote. I believe this is a quote anyway. So the remaining growth beyond $10 trillion for the crypto industry and the blockchain industry, I think, will have to happen through all the value that's locked in traditional financial institutions, he explained. And that's where the process of them generating their own chain, putting those assets on chain, will take the crypto industry way past $10 trillion into the hundreds of trillions of dollars sphere. So we're still kind of in the early to mid stage of the industry's development.
Absolutely. We are at the end of the beginning. Yep. That's one of my favourite lines, that. I use that all the time.
Very great.
We're at the end. We're not at the beginning of the end. we're at the end of the beginning. Right, what's next? Oh, whizzing through these articles, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm glad I've spent all these hours putting this show together, only to reduce all of the articles I've found to snippets. What's next?
Well, it makes it easier when you're not wabbling and yabbling about some boring things. Right? When you really got the hard cold TA over it. Yeah? The money. This is where people want the money. Right? Token Tsunami.
Unbelievable.
Prepare for over $800 million unlocks in June. TLDR perfect. In June 2024, more than $800 million in tokens will be unlocked, including Arbitrum, Aptos, and Starknet. This unlock presents opportunities and challenges for traders and investors due to potential market volatility.
Yeah.
In addition to the main unlocks, there will be smaller but significant ones such as Altlayer, Pixels, and ApeCoin. Very cool. So a bunch of unlocks are occurring.
Now, most of them you can ignore.
Yeah.
Because most of them don't mean anything. The ApeCoin happens every month. As far as I'm aware, 80%, 90% of the coins that you see and the token unlocks, they happen every month. Optimism is every month. I think it's like 1 or 2% of the supply every month. Nobody cares. The big ones are the ones where you're seeing more than 10% of the supply. And they're the ones to keep an eye on. Now, does it have a list of them? Does it have a list? There's normally a list associated with these articles. Or is the one that tells you X amount of this coin?
Okay, I think there might be actually.
Because they're the important ones. And we did talk about this with Arbitrum, if you remember.
So Arbitrum will unlock 92.65 million tokens.
Irrelevant. That's only 90. That's
3.2% of its circulating supply.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Aptos released 11.31 million tokens, which is equivalent to 2.59% of its circulating supply.
Again,
not too much. And then Starknet is about 64 million coins, which is 5.61% of their circulating supply.
That's a bad one.
Good chunk.
Yeah. Good morning, Solar Sky.
Oh, hello. I didn't actually see the chat there. Good morning. I'm glad you could join us. Other major unlocks include Space ID with 78.49 million tokens. I don't know how much that is in a percentage. The rest of them don't say.
No.
But obviously, it'll have different degrees depending on how much of a percentage it is of the current supply, which it makes sense if you've done.
So keep an eye on them, and if I get any decent information about them, I will let you know. I do have a website. I can't remember the name of the website. It's something like tokenunlocks.com or something like that, where every once in a while I'll bring up the list. But there doesn't appear to be a massive one. The biggest one we found was the Arbitrum one, which happened last month or the month before. The rest of them are fairly much of a muchness. I think it's storm in a teacup. If it's 2%, it's a storm in a teacup. Next.
Grayscale. On to Grayscale now. I assume we are just having a meander for the website.
Right. Is this the last article?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It is 11:57.
So we've condensed all of the news into about 6 minutes.
Yeah. So what do I got to do? Just have a little nosy.
Why don't you take us through the links one by one?
All right. So the first link we have on this chapter of the stream, we have the Grayscale Solana Trust. So market price per share as of 05/31/24.
We don't need to know that. We need the breakdowns. We don't need to know the actual market share price.
Well, I asked you what we need to know.
I know. I just thought you were going to go straight to the breakdown of the thing because we covered this before.
Investment objective. Grayscale Solana Trust is one of the first securities solely invested in a deriving.
No. Keep going down. It'll show you the breakdown of the assets held by the coin. Don't go so quickly, you'll skip past it. There should be a breakdown. Which one is it? Grayscale what?
Solana Trust.
Right, okay. So the Grayscale Solana Trust, what's the price of it? Is it 474?
I don't know either. That's good. That's a page. 469. Yeah, about 467.
Okay. There's 3 of them. 2 of them have a breakdown of asset classes. Right. This is the one that I've been telling you about for months. That share represents 1 Solana.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy 1 Solana through Grayscale, it costs you $469.
Yep.
What's the price of Solana today? 166.
467.
467. So it's 3 times.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you're paying a 200% premium on top of the price of Solana to own a share in this token. Why would an investor do that? because an investor doesn't have access to Solana directly. The only way they can buy Solana is through the Grayscale Solana Trust. What can you then deduct from that to then help you make your investment decisions?
There's a huge want for it.
There
by
is
investors.
a huge want for Solana.
Yep.
It's probably the third most desirable blockchain at the minute, and its premium is $310 or whatever it is today.
So it's kind of like a natural market maker move of saying where they think Solana should be based on how
Exactly.
much they have allocated and how much they want for it.
Exactly. Absolutely. Now, I don't know why they did it like this, because Ethereum and the Bitcoin Grayscale what's it called? Trust. Yeah. And the Ethereum ones, they don't work like that. So you buy an Ethereum one and it's 0.044 of an Ethereum. You buy the Bitcoin one and it's 0.01 of a Bitcoin.
Weird fraction.
But exactly. But the Solana one is
You can still equate it though, I assume, like if you add the value of how much it is per point.
exactly. And nearly all of for the last 3 years, the
They all at a
Grayscale-
premium, most of them. all
No, they were all at a massive discount.
Right.
It made no sense whatsoever. Cathie Wood bought the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust when Bitcoin was at $20,000. She bought it at a 25% premium. Sorry, not premium, discount. So she was in effect paying $15,000 for her Bitcoin. And guess what Cathie did when it hit $60,000? She sold it and made 400% profit in less than a year. That's why Cathie Wood is the OG. She is the person in crypto who knows her stuff.
Yeah.
More than Michael Saylor, he's really myopic. It's Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Cathie Wood, not so much. Anyway, the next one and the one after are the important ones.
They're definitely.
Yeah, what is it? There's
Grayscale Decentralized Finance
Yes.
Fund.
there's a decentralized one and then there's another one.
Right.
But if you scroll down, it gives you a breakdown. This is where...
A holding too, is it?
Yes. So what are the holdings for this one?
So we have Uniswap,
yeah.
asset/share 1.133, whatever.
Yeah.
So weight 51.83%.
Yeah.
Maker,
Yeah.
0.0013749, which is 16.89%. I assume that's weighting in terms of how much they have of as a percentage of the total.
Yeah.
LIDA, 1.3233, 15%. ARV at 10%, and Synthetics at 6.16%.
Okay. Now I'm going to put you on the spot.
On the spot.
This is the DeFi Trust. Oh, let's call it a fund. This is a DeFi fund. Okay. What is one glaring omission from this fund that we talk about every week on this channel that is outperforming Uniswap, outperforming everything else? Everything else in that fund, it is outperforming them.
The one related to the planets, the name.
Which is called?
Begins with a J.
I know what it's called. I'm testing you.
I know what it's called. If I know what it calls with a J.
We'll tell the audience.
Jupiter
is missing from this list. So, what do you think is going to happen? Because do you know how funds, they rebalance themselves every month, every quarter. They change things, right? So they buy and sell and all that kind of stuff. What do you think is going to happen to that fund when they get round to updating it? They are going to go and buy. Do you know what's the total assets under management of that fund? Do you know total value of it? Is it like a couple of 100 million?
I can't zoom in because it's stupid zoom.
They might say it at the top.
Might say an overview and think about the overview.
Have the amount on there.
Some random numbers and then some percentages. Okay, that's not anything there. Nope. I'll scroll down again. Here it is. I think that's 5.5 million. 5.25 million.
Right. So they're probably going to go and buy 500,000 dupe. And then they're going to take that 500 dupe out of the ecosystem and put it into that fund, and that'll be 500,000 less dupe to share in all of the rewards from dupe. Dupe's missing from that one. Now the next one is even more interesting because they are the bigger OGs. So the next one you've got is called what? What's the next one called? There should be three. The next link.
Oh, the link. I thought you were talking about another
No.
exchange you could
Sorry,
put on
no.
it. So I don't know. I'm trying to think. The Grayscale Smart Contract Platform X Ethereum Fund.
This is it. Right. So this is everything apart from Ethereum.
Okay.
So what they've done, this is what annoys me about funds, right? They've gone, right, we're going to make a fund that's got everything in it apart from the really cool stuff that makes all the money. Yeah. So it's like an oil and gas fund excluding BP.
Yeah.
It's like what? Or a tech fund excluding Amazon, or a mobile phone manufacturer excluding Apple. They've made a smart contract fund excluding Ethereum. For what reason?
It has its own language for smart contracts.
It's
own thing.
It's got its own languages. It's got its own layer twos. It's got absolutely everything, but we're not going to include it in this one because we want to give the others. It's like you've got the really cool kids. You've got the Wayne Rooney.
We'll put Polygon there, won't we?
Yeah. Tell you what, Wayne, you go over there, play on your own with that ball while we get the kids that can't walk properly and run properly. We'll get them to play together over here because you're too good to play with them. That's exactly what this is. Right. Have you got the list of them there?
Yeah.
Because this is a good list.
Yeah.
Now, why this hasn't got an Ethereum in, I really don't know. But as it stands, this is a good list.
They've got their Polygon. It'll inadvertently link together or something like that. But they've got Solana on here.
Solana,
about 61% of the weighting of the fund. Cardano is 13.25%. Avalanche at 11.3%. Polkadot at 8.25%.
Yeah.
And Polygon about 5.75%. Yeah. So 5.73%.
now that,
It's a good breakdown.
yeah, if somebody is coming to crypto but doesn't want to get into crypto and wants to own crypto-related things without going onto an exchange or whatever it might be, that is a damn good trust
List,
or
yeah.
fund or whatever you want to call it. It's really good. Now, the other reason I brought this up is we talk about ETFs a lot. We talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Look
Yeah.
at what Grayscale have created as funds. They've got a Bitcoin one, they've got an Ethereum one, and then they've got a Solana one.
Yep.
And look what else they've got. They have got pools, or what do you want to call them? Baskets, groups of other layer ones, smart contracts, DeFi, and they've pooled them together.
Yep.
So when you want to see the future of where we're going with crypto in TradFi, it's already in front of your eyes. They've already made them. They will exist in that form as an ETF within the next 5 years.
Yep.
And you won't need to go out and say, right, why have we got 5,000 ETFs for absolutely every crypto? No, you'll get a DeFi one. You'll get maybe a layer one protocol. Maybe you'll get, you know what else will come up soon? The next big thing, you'll get an AI one and you'll get a gaming one.
Yeah.
There'll be a gaming fund, gaming DeFi, gaming ETF, AI ETF. They're all coming and they'll all be packaged so your average person has some idea of what they're buying.
Exactly.
So it'd be like, oh, gaming is cool, gaming makes money, I'll invest in that one. Or AI is the next future big thing, I'll invest in that one. And that's the way it's going to play out. You're not going to have compound ETF. You're not going to have lever ETF, or, it's just never going to happen. Never going to happen. But anyway, that's an insight into where it's going to go, not based on Brogan's opinion or my opinion, but based on what the people in suits and ties with calculators decide it's going to go. What's next?
That's it.
You're joking. What time is
That's it. It's 12:08.
Mags guessed it was dupe
No.
in chat. I noticed that.
Yeah.
You noticed
Good
that.
job.
So that's going to be the next one. Right. What time is it again?
It's 12:08.
Did we manage to do the show?
We did it all. What time is it? No, I wouldn't know what time it is. But isn't when do we normally want to aim for again?
12.
It's pretty good, that, isn't it?
That's not bad, is it?
No.
Before we go then, since we've got 5 minutes, if you've got any questions, anything you want us to look at, you have got 5 minutes.
5 whole minutes.
5 whole minutes to ask us. And in that time, I tell you what's going to happen. The Oracle, who can't help himself, if the Oracle saw 2 lines in the sand by the beach, he would do the TA on those 2 lines on the beach, wouldn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What are you looking at now?
Start chat.
How's Solana looking?
I'm comparing what I drew. I can show it now. This is roughly what I drew. I basically pasted it along from here and then shimmied it. So you can see, you know, bounce there, kind of nearly the bounce there. Obviously coming back down now. Obviously trend line's a bit shaky, but you can need 3 bounces for a pattern, as they say and whatnot. So let me read kind of a line.
You're just drawing lines on the screen again.
Well, isn't that what TA is at this point, at the end of the day? Just drawing lines on the screen. There you go. So you got this, you know, malarkey, the boom, boom, boom. So I thought it was going to go boom, boom, and then more booms, and then it's going to go think. So yeah, I'm not really surprised about this kind of range.
Where are we going with Solana?
Up, probably.
Up.
And then we've got an order block, pretty nice order block actually on the 4 hour at about $178. So probably bouncing off somewhere near there when we pump. Probably coming towards $180, I'd say, at a high point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
I think Solana, like, because we've looked at the coins that have hit all-time highs, haven't we?
Yeah.
And BNB's hit all-time highs. Obviously, Bitcoin hit all-time highs. But there's only a few coins that have hit all-time highs in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
And Solana is up there. BNB is up there. Bitcoin is up there. Not a lot else. It's hit all-time. And the new coins have, and some meme coins have. But how many coins from the previous cycle have gone anywhere near all-time highs?
Yep.
XRP, Cardano, nope. Avalanche, I don't think so. Doge, nowhere near. So we've got this massive disparity between coins that have done it and coins that haven't done it. Have we got some messages?
Chris was asking about Flow. Is that... Oops, I got an alarm.
Flow. I've heard of Flow. I've heard of Flow.
Is that just Flow as it is? Okay,
Yeah.
Here it is. Let me have a look.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think I've looked at this one, so let me have a little...
I don't think we've looked at it. I've heard it's been mentioned in chat a few times, but I can't remember who by.
So we had a trend line, and then obviously we tested above, bounced off it, it's come down now. So obviously we're now in a bit of a downwards trend for Flow. If I get probably an appropriate one near here.
Am I on screen or am I off screen?
You're on screen. I can put it on technical. There we go. So it's just me.
Go on then.
There you go. I'll put it on technical now. So it looks like we're kind of coming down now from a decently high point. There, obviously that's not an intended flag. It's kind of just a downward range, really. We're getting tighter and tighter as we go.
Yeah.
Make this hug a bit better. I don't know. I don't really know if this is a pattern per se. It could be, but I don't know. I'm trying to see. You will probably, you see, because like we came towards this low point, and then we kind of printed below it here, and we tried to come back upwards, but obviously we were stuck in our range still.
Yeah.
As we know. So I think our next lowest point is about here. So we'll see if we bounce off this range, come back downwards towards 857. But we are really stuck in here, so we can't get out of this range. But if you look at our market cipher, we're oversold, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Money flow is starting to arc and start to come upwards. As you can see, we're starting to kind of have really small candles now, kind of staying in the same area.
Yeah.
Jobs coming upwards for a while, so we could see maybe a breakout upwards. Now, this could be a positive trend. I don't know if this is a chart pattern. I really don't. I just think, I just have it drawn. Let me have a look. So it's like a downwards pennant. It's not. You see, it's kind of like maybe like a bullish falling wedge, kind of maybe. You can kind of see, it's coming from, it's coming from, a point, here downwards. So I could probably see it moving upwards. You're probably having something in this area over there. Probably bounce it. You see, we already bounced off it there, roughly. So maybe coming up towards 90 cents or 91 cents as a whole.
Yeah.
So probably breaking out somewhere here. Maybe quite soon actually. Maybe come down a bit more. I think if we come down a bit more, it'll probably only really be towards about 85.5 cents. Bouncing off there, kind of getting some longs and coming upwards towards 91 cents. So could see a bit of positivity flow. And again, we need to always bear in mind, what's going on in the market. As long as it maybe roughly follows what the market's doing, which I reckon is going to be a positive thing over the next coming days. We probably should still see some positivity. So I could see maybe a tiny bit of extra negativity since we're still in this range.
Yeah.
But I think there might be a breakout soon towards 91 cents. If it does come towards if it comes from about 86.5 cents, it'd be a 5.2% move upwards. So a decent move upwards. Obviously nothing like, I don't know, explosive move upwards. But we could break this line. It might not necessarily be a really strong line. It is pretty decent, you know, bouncing off it there. I could even draw it back a bit. You can see we're kind of using it even as back as this history over here. So a decent line nonetheless, 91 cents. So yeah, I think we might come upwards soon. Obviously, as the market goes up as well. So yeah, that's kind of the flow. Obviously, really deep red money flow. If it starts to come upwards, it's going to really bring us a rapid moving upwards for flow. So this could be pretty good. This could be a pretty good moving upwards, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
I hope so anyway. Obviously not financial advice and whatnot.
Not financial advice. Right.
And not that it's banking on one singular chart like Bitcoin, but it's kind of assuming the fact that if the Bitcoin kind of chart pattern, it is following it really pretty accurately as we speak, as long as that kind of does its thing. We have another question. Do we have enough time?
Wait, who is it? Who's it from?
Tariq.
Tariq.
I think it's worth it.
I don't know. See, Tariq's one of he just comes into chat and shills his coins, doesn't he?
He wants to know if Matic's going to move.
Is Matic going to move?
Upwards.
I'd hope so. I hope so.
Let's
I think we looked at some DeFi Llama stats yesterday, didn't we?
Right.
And Optimism and Arbitrum were doing incredibly well, and Matic was slacking an awful lot.
Right.
That might be part of the reason that the coin hasn't moved.
Right. Well, we've got a bit of a downtrend.
Let's see what the boy has to say. The boy wonder, the Oracle, has to say.
Obviously, it's a bit rough here. I'm trying to get it as accurate as possible, but we kind of have this.
Don't make Tariq cry at the end of the stream.
I'm not going to make him cry. I'm just showing what I've got, I suppose. Low points you kind of got here. If you bring it across, probably coming towards like lower-ish points. Probably have some sort of positivity if we came to this area. As you can see, this is a really good example actually. This really long wick, we actually just about printed above it. This is a really good example. I'm trying to apply this more often.
Are we? You don't. I know you don't monitor it, but are we above or below the bull market support band?
I don't know. And I could probably bring it up, but it's like an old man chart. It's an infected old man like loading speed. So if I try to load it, it's going to go really slowly. So I'm just not gonna bother. But it looks like we kind of like we did this. We kind of bouncing out. It's kind of tight, but it looks like we're kind of having a bit of negativity. But I don't know if this is a positive thing. It looks like it's like a falling wedge. Now, if you see the bullish falling wedge, it either comes from a low point or a high point, but it does look like it's kind of crabbing. As you can see, it's not really exactly a positive or negative thing, but regardless, both falling wedges are technically a bullish thing, so probably put some positive movement very soon. So it looks like it's in a similar situation than as flow was. So I could see, if I draw that here, there we go. I could see, bouncing, coming towards 67.5, maybe coming back upwards towards 71.5 cent. Again, as the market is probably going to be moving upwards, most things look like they might have a bit of negativity left and then moving upwards. But we can also look at Market Cypher. It is in the same situation. VWAP's actually coming up for a longer period of time. Money flow is actually also coming up. Flow was kind of a neutral position. Money flow is coming in from a deep red position, and momentum's coming up from a deep negative position. So in general, if I didn't draw any chart patterns and just looked at Market Cypher, I'd say probably buy right now. But again, Market Cypher, you should never really listen to it. It's a directional tool. Obviously, if we're in a range and we're stuck in a range, then it can't really help us there. Especially since we've got like red dot, green dots pretty constantly. It can't really help us in that regard. So I do think we might not have. We could. To be fair, we've been in this wedge for a while. We could break out towards 71.50 right now, but I would be more confident to say it would happen alongside the market. But it doesn't necessarily have to do that. Obviously, every coin is different. It has its own functions, so it doesn't necessarily have to follow how Bitcoin will do, or Solana, or Ethereum, whatever. So it could break out now out of this range and bounce off it and come towards 71.5. But it's hard to say when a pattern's going to break out immediately. You do have to wait for the signs of it. If it actually prints outside of it and breaks it, but that's something you have to watch out for. But I'd watch out for it. I suppose I would watch out for it. For a movement upwards, but I wouldn't be, again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a movement downwards to kind of continue this trend. But we could break out, like I said. So it's rough.
So it can go up,
I know. I don't
or
like
it
doing
could
it.
go down.
I know. I hate doing those ones. I hate it, and I hate people who do it. I get it though. That's the thing. I hate doing it, but I get it.
My advice, because I don't have a chart in front of me, is if the market pumps,
Yeah.
get out. If you want to get out of the coin and swap it, get out. Then, when the market retraces, you've got your powder on the side, and then you can buy back into XVS or whatever other coins you've got. The problem you've got is you're going to sell pre-pump of the market, and Matic might be seen as undervalued and rip a lot higher and a lot faster than XVS. Remember, XVS, the price has been accumulating quite steadily now for a long time. So you're selling a coin that hasn't moved for a coin that's already moved, and then you might end up getting caught buying the slower coin in the next pump because Matic might catch up. We saw it in November with BNB, and BNB was $200 in September or August, September, something like that, and when I was buying BNB, and now we're at $600, and that coin didn't move for a year. ICP was at $6. It ripped all the way up to $19. So you can sell a coin now. You can do what you want. It's not financial advice, but wait for the entire market to pump, then sell, and then wait for the market to retrace. And if the market just keeps moving down and down and down, XVS should be more volatile because it's got a smaller market cap. So if the market does retrace, XVS might lose 20% of its value, whereas Matic might only go down 3, 4, 5% of its value. So it's a tricky position because we are all expecting the markets to pump.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've run out of time.
Yeah.
So we now need to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. We're back on Monday. We have 2 streams on Monday, I think. We have 2 streams on Monday. The 11 o'clock and the new
4,
Five.
5, whatever it is.
5
5.
o'clock stream. So 11 a.m. Central European and 5 p.m. Monday and Thursday, or Monday and Wednesday, depending on the week.
We'll figure it out. I mean,
We'll figure it out.
we'll just stream random times until people start to come in and we'll go, okay, this is the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like we streamed at, we're not going to mention the names, but we did a review video, and that was at 5 o'clock, and we had like 5 times the number of
Yeah, a
people
lot of
watch
people
it.
say.
So
like
we
it.
might stream a bit earlier. But thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a great Sunday. Have a good rest. I'm going to try and have a lie-in. Hopefully the Oracle will have a sleep as well tomorrow as well, and we'll be back refreshed on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a good weekend. Take care.
Excited for Marcus Pump. Oh, it's my outro now, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
we
he's
don't have to
going
do
to
an outro.
So, thank you, huh?
We don't have to do the outro.
Ah,
Say goodbye.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. Really appreciate you all joining us, especially on a Saturday. Obviously, people, you might have, people to talk to, friends, family, whatever. You might have something interesting, but you've spent your time an hour and 34, obviously excluding the intro. Oh, that's including the intro, but excluding that of time. Don't look at me. I can see you on the camera looking at me. Okay. But thank you for joining us. It does mean a lot to me, for especially the ones who are very consistent on the streams. I do appreciate it that you spend, come on the streams quite often. I really do appreciate, taking time out of your day to come watch us. It really does, that's enough support for me anyway. Obviously, if you do feel inclined to tip or members, there's all those systems on different places.
We didn't mention that.
Yeah, I'm mentioning it now. But if you feel like you're inclined to, then that's more than appreciated. We really would appreciate it. But
You can become an OG.
as well if you go to a certain place, but not too much on that. But again, like I said, being here, supporting, liking, following, wherever it is, subscribing is more than enough for me. So thank you all so much. Hopefully the TA works out well. Obviously, again, this is, I always have to say this every time I do any sort of TA. It's not financial advice. No one's right 100% of the time. Even the best traders in the world never get everything 100% right. So, got to mention that. So thank you. I will be back on Monday. He'll be back on Monday. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Goodbye. Expect the markets to move soon. Bye.